Hey everybody, it's Randy with Carchaeology, and I wanted to take you with me on my walkthrough of the RM Sothebys Monterey sale. Now, RM has certainly cemented their place as being the leader when it comes to the collector car auctions in Monterey. They absolutely bring out the big guns, and it is mind-blowing to see what they have on display. But before on display, I had to have a meeting with the locals. These folks had something to say. I don't quite know what it was, but while I was waiting for the gates to open up there for the auction to get the close-up look, it was fun to go see these guys. This particular one seems thrilled. In any case, once the gates were open, I was the first one through the gate. I wanted to get in there, get some good, clean, clear photos of everything before the crowd started coming. This was on the very first day of public opening for preview. The Myers Manx was awesome. Obviously, I've got a great interest in those. That one sold quite well. The cars that were parked outside were phenomenal. This Fiat aerodynamic V8 car was spectacular. Delage, Bentley, Rolls-Royce, Aston Martin. The best of the best is certainly rolling through Monterey. Not saying that the other sales didn't have phenomenal cars. They all did, and I will dive into them in future videos as well. Loved the art car Mercedes. I thought that thing was spectacular. Here's a Jeff Gordon race car, Lamborghini Countach, beautiful big MG. Love that. This Arnold Bristol race car was a spectacular car. Would have been amazing to run at the Historics. They had some other historic race cars as well. Another Lambo, Mercedes 600. Again, everywhere you look, there is automotive elegance and design. Obviously, I'm focused these years or currently on a lot of this aerodynamic stuff with having the Mercedes in the garage. So anytime I see an echo of that design in something else, I'm attracted to it like crazy. They left the keys in this one, though. I didn't take it, but I was tempted. In any case, as I was walking around outside shooting photos, I came across a friend of mine that works for RM. He gave me access to go in to see some of the inside displays that weren't open for general public. And so it was really wonderful to be able to go through with him, see these vehicles up close, and also have access to some areas that the general public doesn't really go. In any case, this car, the Porsche Sally car, that was really cool. That was a collaborative effort between Pixar and Porsche for a fundraiser. But for me, I think the highlight was this room here, the Masterworks of Design collection. This was all one collection. I think the gentleman may have been in Korea that collected this stuff. And boy, what an eye and what a collection. Really Mercedes heavy with a lot of these 500 and 540K Mercedes, all from about the era of the one that I'm working with. The details on them were just spectacular. Every single car within this collection is a work of art in its own right. The Bucchiali, to see this car there, what a fantastic machine. Look at the engine in this thing. Even the pedals on the car were spectacular. Not only did they have the complete car there, but they also had a display chassis that was used when that car was first presented at an auto show back in the day. Another fantastic streamlined design, crazy machine there. And the Mercedes, oh my Lord, the Mercedes, again and again and again. It was almost overwhelming. It was truly overwhelming. Just to see one of these cars is a rarity, but to see 10 of them in the same auction, all coming up for bids, was spectacular. Now, there was one in particular that I really liked. This one was a one-off coach builder of 540K, beautifully done. I really liked the cleanliness of it. It was very simple, and it ended up being the one that I think sold for the least of everything. This car, the Star of India car, was spectacular. This was built as a hunting car for some extravagant Indian guy. Absolutely love the details, the polished nickel plating of the thing, the little outside seat. That dashboard was spectacular, and it was huge. What a huge, 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 crazy, silly car. I don't know where that went, but I'd love to know who bought it. It would be fun to see it again. Notice the ashtray is missing in that Mercedes there. The auctions often will remove small items that are easily filtrable so that it eliminates the temptation of people to take stuff. Not that it happens often, but when you're dealing with parts that are really made of unobtainium, it's kind of a wise move to be preventative in that measure. So when you buy the car, you get those parts, obviously. They're not being sold with missing ashtrays. Let's see, the highlight of these two, of this collection, though, for the auction would have to be up there on the stage in the back, the Tulip Wood Hispano Suiza. I've seen this car in books since I was a little kid, but to see it in person was fantastic. The condition was phenomenal. What an amazing car. And that body made of tulip wood is extraordinarily light. I think the whole thing weighs like 150 pounds or something. This was the Highlight Big 540K Special Roadster. This car ended up selling, I believe it was for $9 million. Now this auction, again, it was the biggest, boldest, most amazing collection of stuff that I think I've ever seen. It blew my mind. The Ferrari collection in here, these things were all pure art on wheels, all with the prancing horse on the front. I loved the display of this, the dark room with the well-lit platforms and vehicles. It was really like walking into a jewelry store. And I'm not a Ferrari guy, but if this stuff doesn't get your heart pumping a little bit, you better check your pulse. It was spectacular to really wander around and see all of the cars of all the eras that were up for grabs. I don't know what the total number of cars were at the auction, but the results of the sale, which I'll get into in a further video, I think, when I do some excerpts of the actual auction itself. But it's been well publicized already that this auction was a record. It was over $239 million of classic cars were sold at this sale. And the highest selling car of the whole Monterey Car Week was sold at RM as well. Ferrari that ended up selling for over $20 million at Hammer. And it was spectacular to really see that. I mean, just to be in the presence of these cars as if they were on display is great. But to imagine that each and every one of these is hopefully going to find a new owner within the next couple of days. These are dream cars. These are cars that are so extraordinarily rare, they don't come to market often. So when there's an auction like this, it's an opportunity that will probably not be repeated. You know, it's one thing if you're buying a modern Ferrari or something like that, but when you're buying a coach-built Maserati or a Taubelago or one of these ultra-rare Ferrari race cars, your opportunity is now. And it was phenomenal to watch that and sit and see the auction and dream that I could raise my hand and take any of these home myself, which obviously isn't the case. But it's always fun to be there to watch everybody play and to see the money change hands. The total auction results of this sale have been publicized now. It's been the highest grossing auction there in RM. In Monterey yet, $239 million plus in sales at this particular sale. And the highest selling car of the week was also at RM, a Ferrari that sold for over $20 million. It's mind-blowing. In any case, I do want to thank the folks at RM for allowing me to come in to take some good photos, and I hope you enjoyed the walk around of this once-in-a-lifetime offering of incredible motor cars. Please subscribe and watch for future videos on more of my week in Monterey. It was a memorable one indeed. Bye-bye.